I decided that it was worth it to open a paid teacher Storyboard account, and I'll show you why. So you log in and you create a storyboard. You have unlimited number of storyboards if you have a paid account. I decided to add cells so that it was 6 frames instead of 3. And instead of using the canned images, I'm going to upload my own artwork. So you can upload drawings of yours if you take a picture with your cell phone and email them to yourself and download them onto your Chromebook. You could upload photographs that you've modified, your own photographs, or photographs that you modified using Photopea. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. So what happens normally when you click upload is most of the images that we have on our phones or images that we've made digitally, you'll find that they're too big. So you have to resize them, and you can actually go ahead and do that right on your Chromebook. So it's saying that the image that I'm trying to upload is too big. So I'm going to now go to Photopea, and I will show you how to resize it. I open it in Photopea, and I click, let me see. Let me go to Photopea. I'm going to go File, Open, and I'm going to click on the file, which is in my downloads. I'm going to open it, and then I'm going to go Image, Image Size, and I'm going to change it from pixels to inches, and I'm going to hit that little lock in the middle and between the dimensions, and that locks the aspect ratio, which means that when I make the width smaller, the height automatically gets smaller proportionally. So I see how I click on that, the lock, and then whatever the height needs to be so that everything doesn't get stretched, it adjusts, and it's much smaller. So if I save it, I'm going to save it as you could save it as a JPEG or a PNG, and I'll show you the difference. So in this case, it doesn't really matter because it's an opaque image, but I'm going to just save it as a PNG. It could be either PNG or a JPEG. And I'm going to then go back to Storyboard That, and I'm going to try uploading it again. So now that I've downloaded my image, sometimes it's a good idea to rename it, otherwise you might have trouble finding it later. So if you do right-click Show in Folder and then right-click Rename, it's very helpful. But now I found it. It's smaller, and I uploaded it, and you can see the little thumbnail of it there. I can drag it down, and then I can just pull out the corners and resize it right on Storyboard That. So that's what it looks like if you just take an image that you already had. In this case, I'm going to just resize the background. It's a drawing that one of my students did. My student Samantha did a background of an environment for a character that she developed. So I'm going to take her picture and I'm going to resize it. So I hit open. Oh, no, I want to show you how to resize this character. So I'm going to save it as a PNG, but at first I'm going to make it smaller. So I do image size. I lock the aspect ratio, and I change the width, and the height automatically changes as well. So I clicked the lock, and now it's smaller. I hit OK, and I'm going to do File, Export As, and I'm going to export it as a PNG or portable network graphic with a clear background. And this was an image that I had previously edited to have a clear background. So now it's a little thumbnail of my original. I rename it just so that I can find it more easily later. And then I'm going to go back to Storyboard That, and I'm going to find the PNG, and I'm going to bring it into Storyboard That. Oh, and here's a background. I'm going to save that as a JPEG with a white background. Lock the aspect ratio. Again, I'm resizing it. And I guess I'll save it as both a PNG and as a JPEG. So I've decided to save it as a JPEG first. I just want to show you how these images can work together. So now I'm hopping back over to Storyboard That. I'm going to click Upload, Upload Image. And I'm going to grab my background there, my biome that Samantha made, which has now been resized. I'm going to open it, and now I'm going to drag it into the animation cell, the storyboard cell. I now can resize it. And now I'm going to upload the image of Mr. DeMuro and myself, which is also a PNG, which means it has no background. And I removed the background previously and saved it as a PNG, but I just recently resized it. So I'm going to find that little thumbnail. And I'm going to bring it over. And I can bring it into my storyboard and resize it. And because it doesn't have that white square around it, because it's not a JPEG, it's a PNG and has no background, PNG means portable network graphic. And portable means that it can go anywhere and fit in anywhere in any sort of graphic because it doesn't have the background around it. So now let's say I want to add in some sort of a colored background. I'm going to play around with patterns where it says more, and I'm going to click on that gradient, and I'm going to put it in there, and you can see how you can actually change the colors of the gradient. So I'm going to create sort of a nice, interesting sunset. And then I'm going to upload the drawing that Samantha did, but this time it's a PNG with no white in it. It's just the black lines. So I'm going to drag that over. I'm uploading it. I'm going to drag it over. And because it is a clear portable network graphic, you can actually see the sunset that I put in the animation in the storyboard square through the PNG. So you can get this nice layering of colors. And then, of course, I can go back to Mr. DeMuro and myself, and I can click on that cell, and I can go ahead and copy us and bring us over and then resize us, make us smaller, put us in the background. So in this way, you can really tell a story with a storyboard without using canned, graphics. In any case, now I'm saving my storyboard and I'm naming it. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to download it. And I'm going to actually download it as a high-res image. And once I have that high-res image, I'm going to put it into Google Classroom. Now, obviously, my storyboard is not complete. You want to have at least 6 frames. You want it to tell a story from beginning to middle to end. And you want it to be an adventure about you, an explorer, finding a new animal, discovering a new animal in a new environment. So you want to be able to tell a visual story with Storyboard That.